Hi everyone. So instead of just posting my work, I thought it would be a good idea to start sharing my work. Hopefully people will like it, and they'll also at the same time learn something from, like, if they're wanting to build their skills in Zbrush or Maya. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what we're going to be working on, what I'm going to be working on, and you guys can want to do something similar. This thing is a creature I created back in like 7th grade. I'll show you guys the first picture. This is an old book, and you can tell. And this is like a monster I created. The idea I was thinking of was having something like morphing onto it. Obviously my skills weren't that great, and this is more or less just a sketch, but you know, not too bad for a 7th grader. Here's the book that it's in. It used to be bound by duct tape. Now it's kind of just hanging on by a thread. Not really. And then I decided that I did a new sketch just recently. So talking about like my drawings, instead of nowadays, I kind of don't put so much detail into them, just because I work mostly in 3D stuff. And so I would just like get a brief idea and like pose like of what I wanted. I also changed the character significantly. I wanted hands and stuff. Like I really wanted him to look scary, and like where he's more or less morphing or like gaining energy from something. So I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if like there's a head or something of a human body sticking out of his stomach, and like these arms and other limbs. Like originally he had 2 mouths that were sitting right on top of him, and but like what I want to try to do is make it so he doesn't really have any like lips, and he doesn't have any lips. And then at this point, there will be like a whole nother jaw. So he's gonna have like 2 necks, and I think that's why I put like this line here. And he's gonna have 2 necks, and then it's gonna almost like one part is sitting on top of the other part or other body. And so when I'm working on ZBrush, I want to be able to have 2 different textures. One where there's like a different creature on top of another creature. Then you got like human skin and all this other stuff. So this one will be kind of like a scaly dragon, and then this one might be like a smooth scorpion type texture or something. I haven't really decided yet. That's why I'm kind of just going over this, because it's, like I said, a project workflow. The test that I kind of set for myself is I haven't really done something this high scale yet. I've done like other models, nothing too, you know, hard. I've done like humans. I actually started using ZBrush in December, so only about 8 months ago, about 9 months ago. And I've learned a lot, so I thought I would start sharing. Here's the side view picture I'll be working off of as a reference image. I didn't really put that much detail into this one, like I said. It's just there for reference. I'm not going to try to spend hours on making a drawing. So yeah, I've already opened up ZBrush, and I'll just show you guys what I do. So to set up that image, it's really quite simple. I put in Polyplane 3D, just draw it out, and then hit edit. We're gonna make polymesh. So you can see now you have subtools. I haven't customized any of this. I should, and I've tried. For some reason that when I exit out of it, all of my hotkeys and stuff have, for some reason, disappeared. Or they're not usable anymore. Or it just goes back to default, so I have to learn or teach myself how to do that. So if you notice in ZBrush that you can't see the other side of this, you just go down here to unify, no, display properties, and you just hit double. So now you can see both sides, which is good. So to get the picture in here, we are going to go to texture map, and we're going to click on that. We're going to import. I'm going to find that file on my desktop into my demorphage monster. Just double tap that. Okay. So for whatever reason, it's upside down. I'm going to change the texture so I can see it better. Also put in the floor. So now we have that there. So one thing not to get confused is, since this is a side picture, the blue arrow right here, this is front, this is left, you know, Z, X, Y, all that good stuff. So you can go to deformation. We're going to want to rotate it. So 90 degrees. Why are you doing that? Okay. Now outside, which is good. And then we're going to kind of move it over here because we want it off to the side. We don't want it in the center. So we're going to go offset. Actually, we do want it in the X or Z. Let's move it over. So now it's off to the side and your model will be looking actually in the right direction. And then, since the image I took it on was a little bit smaller, his body is actually a lot longer than it should be, so we are going to make this a different size. That's what's about right. And then I'm just going to increase it overall. So I worked with ZSpheres, obviously. Everyone, I mean, if you're gonna learn ZBrush, it's pretty basic. It's like the earliest form of ZBrush is working in ZSpheres. So we're going to append. Since we have something already in there, append that. Now you have all these things up here. You remove. On this. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking here. Throughout this, I'll probably put on, just really quick, I'll probably just, time lapse it.